Welcome back to another episode of Jacksonville Buzz's Buzzworthy Businesses. I'm Steve Strum, and conveniently, immediately right next to me, which is new, we have a new studio.
Yeah, man, new set.
The new set, they let us sit next to each other because I guess...
We're behaving now.
Well, that's a debatable topic.
Okay, we've got 7 minutes to find out.
You know what? It is a new set. We might get separated by the end of this episode. But who do we have with us today?
Have Ashley Phillips. Good to see you, brother.
Absolutely, man.
We have Ashley Phillips with us today from ComForCare Home Care. Welcome to the studio.
Thank
you. To Buzzworthy Businesses. Great to have you here.
I'm excited to be here.
All right.
This is beautiful.
So, congratulations on the new business. I mean, that's always an exciting time.
Yes, it is.
Exciting and frightening and crazy. Have you slept yet?
Actually, first time last weekend.
Okay,
So,
well, good. I hope it was a
good.
long one.
Yeah.
I was saying, the question really is for more than 3 hours.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right, in the beginning.
Kind of like having a baby.
It is.
You
It
know?
is. It's worse than a baby, really.
Yeah, okay. Well, tell us a little bit about ComForCare Home Care.
Okay. So ComForCare Home Care, we're in-home care, non-medical. Most, healthcare facilities say non-skilled. We don't like that word in our office because our people are super skilled. But we do all sorts of different things: bathing, toileting, ambulatory services, getting people in and out of the bathroom. On the more medical side of things, the medication assistance, those kind of things. But we also do the fun stuff too. I have a client right now that she loves to do clay pottery. She can't do that because she has onsets of Parkinson's, so we help her get to do those things. So we get to do them too, which is fun.
Awesome.
So we do some transport. We take people to the Council of Aging. We take them to theater. We take anywhere they want to go. Sometimes they just want to go to the beach. So that's, something that we get to do. And then on top of that, we came up with some programming that is a little bit different than other in-home cares because most in-home cares focus on seniors and we are 18 and up.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Well, and to the point, we do have an aging population, right? You got the boomer generation getting ready to retire. You got the millennial population coming in behind it. We're stuck somewhere in the middle. All of us, and I've been 29 for 20 years now.
Me too.
Amen. So you get the jokes. But, you need to think about, I'm firmly in the sandwich generation. My wife's got a family member who's in an assisted living facility. My dad's getting older, starting to show some signs, mathematically, he probably won't be here to 2030, but you're really serving a niche, and you said non-skilled, but that's not accurate because there are some skills in that. Because some of the things you described, for example, are qualified long-term care expenses should somebody have like a long-term care insurance policy. So kind of where's that niche that you find yourself? People are wanting to be at home, they want to maintain their independence. At a point, they can't. But how are you kind of carving your niche in this business in order for your clients, prospects to say, you know what, I really need to be talking to Ashley about that?
So the biggest thing is we are trying to be proactive instead of reactive. So we are trying to get in the homes and educate people that if you start seeing signs of a little bit of decline, don't wait until the trauma hits. Start getting somebody in there to help you earlier. It does a couple things. Number one, and I'm talking low hours here. We, at ComForCare, we decided not to have any minimums. So we have 0 minimums. So if you need us for an hour or two, it's our hourly rate for that hour or two. We do not charge a flat, everyone else does, either a flat rate, or they don't even allow you to do a 4-hour or a 6-hour. Some of them are even 8-hour minimums. We decided not to do that because we are really trying to get ahead of the curve here. People wait, and then by the time the trauma hits or somebody falls, that's too late. We want to prevent the fall because I don't know if you know the statistics, but the statistics show that if a person falls in their home one time, they are likely not to either get up at all or it cuts their life down by 5 years every time.
Wow.
So it's huge. It really, those falls are a big deal. So we are trying to get in the house early. So that's where our niche comes in. So it doesn't matter if you're, early onset dementia at 50, or if you're 92 and just need help, letting your dog out. Either way, we're trying to get in there for the couple hours to start. So give that reprieve, make sure that they can, keep building their muscles, make sure they're independent, but just give them that little support. And then if we have to go further and further, we can.
I would think, especially with the elderly, that getting in early also gives them more of an opportunity to acclimate to the person. There must be a huge trust factor involved for them to be comfortable with a stranger.
Yes.
What is at the onset a stranger.
Well, it's very
coming
intimate.
into their home. Yeah.
You know, I mean, like you think about somebody going in your bedroom. You know, how many people
Or helping
have,
you in
yes.
the bathroom. I
Right.
mean,
The
How many
toileting.
people have access to your life in that facet? Very few, right? So, you know, it's one of those things where it's delicate, but if you get used to having the same caregiver, you know, we try really hard to give the same caregiver as
Yes.
much as we possibly can. And the other thing is we vet. We are an agency, not a registry. Registries are 1099 employed. All of our employees are my employees.
W-2s.
They are W-2s. They are, you know, background checked, level 2. None of our caregivers can have more than 2 points on their license, so that means that they can drive everybody else's cars under my insurance. So there's a lot of things that go into, you know, making sure that caregiver, number one, you know, people are going to be people. I can't stop everything, but I can, of course, hedge it as much as we can by vetting.
Well, you're setting your organization, your clients, and your employees up for success because there's a direct line of sight to what is, you know, oftentimes the most delicate and intimate things. As I went through a long-term care event with a family member. It was a family member of mine, and they kind of didn't want me to help with the toileting because there's a certain level of dignity, right?
Sure.
And they don't want, you know, little Stevie. Yes, that's what they would call me, Big Stevie now, because my little Stevie is, who's also now 15. But you know, there's another story there. But it's such an intimate, such an uncomfortable, you know, and it's not necessarily as much of a stigma these days. But providing that, but then also knowing that not only are you extending the quantity of life, you're maintaining the quality of life through quality care that may not go straight to nursing home.
Right. Well, and so just to bank on what you said, when we, you know, you have that loved one, and, you know, my mom always tells me, even though, like, this is what we do, she doesn't want us to do, you know, want me to do it. Like, send somebody in, but don't send you. But it gives the opportunity for your loved one to continue to still be your daughter, your son, your husband, instead of being
You
the
being their
caregiver.
caregiver.
very different dynamic.
Very different.
Well, you know, congratulations on that. I mean, we could probably talk like for hours about all the things that are changing in the world, but what we'll do is, you know, maybe, you know, have you back for some more particular stuff, but for the moment, what we'll do is we'll put all your stuff on our website, which is thedailynewsnetwork.com, so people can come check it out, because there's people probably sitting here going, you know what, I look a lot like Steve, or I look like a lot like Dave. Hopefully I don't look more like Dave and less like Steve. But, you know, there's a lot of people that are watching this going, gosh, you know what? I don't know if we want to take grandma, or maybe not just grandma, because it's not just the elderly. We don't want to take person to a skilled facility, but they do need some quality care in that skilled environment that may not be running catheters, right? That kind of stuff.
Yes.
So we'll put that on our website. Thank you so much for joining us and what you're doing for our
Thank you
community.
for having me. For
Absolutely.
Thank you, Ashley.
You know, and you know, this guy, you know, I can't do this without you, but you know, you and
You
I
could.
We could, but you know who we can't do it
You
without?
did it without me for about 7 years or 8 years.
This is true, but you know, I do miss you every time I don't see you. But we know you and I can do this, you know, but we can't do it without these people, right? And these people here need to know about that person there. So guys, if you like this episode, if you know somebody who's out there going, man, you know what, I really need to do that, hit the little share link on the bottom. And if you like the show, share the show, but always remember to live with gratitude.